Monterey's always got something to say, casting looks, throwing shade every single day.
He's got opinions, but he's missing the proof. Judgment on lock, but never spitting the truth. Keep it 99, no time for lies. We're living big while they criticize. Stay in your lane, don't cross my vine. They want 100, but I'll keep it 99. Zelmay runs the game, she's the CEO. Breaking barriers while hosting the show. She's got the power, got the name in lights. Commanding the room, shutting down the fights. Keep it 99, no time for lies. We're living big while they criticize. Stay in your lane, don't cross my vine. They want 100, but I'll keep it 99. Monterey's always got something to see. Goskin looks, throwing shade every single day. He's got opinions, but he's missing the proof. Judgment, fall, heckle. Keep it 99, no time for lies. We're living big while they criticize. Stay in your lane, don't cross my vine. They want 100, but I'll keep it 99. Unique, I'm pulling up with the news and tea. Gossip on blast for the world to see. Spotting secrets like a hawk in flight. Dropping stories that'll keep us up all night. Monterey, fix that tone, you're too uptight. Zelmay's boss moves, always taking flight. Unico's got receipts, he's ready to share. Keep it 99, cause we're already rare.
What's the hell, mouth? It's your boy Alpha Zelmay, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. You know how it is. It is Keep It 99. We are talking about G20 on Prime Video. The Keep It 99 presented by Keep It 99. We're going to give you a review, a reaction, a breakdown, and a recap. First half, non-spoiler. We'll give you a non-spoiler to start the show. Yes. So, this is a little quick. Should you watch it? It's something to watch. It's typical. It's a typical story. A movie about disinformation to get the rich and manipulate the markets and politics because it's all fake. A heroic tale of a brave president fighting her way out of a terrorist act, similar to what is it, January 6th. You get the whole January 6th feel, in which they are unhappy with their political leaders and that everything is wrong in life, even though it kind of ends up not being that in a way, and it gets weird at times. It gets very strange, and the reasoning kind of doesn't make sense with the actions. That's my biggest problem with this movie. Great budget, great actors, but it ends up becoming something else because the story is about former Australian Special Forces Corporal Edward Rutledge and his mercenaries acquire a $70 million crypto wallet at the beginning of the movie. That's the thing. And it's an act of betrayal and a bunch of weirdness going on with reasonings that I didn't quite understand. And maybe as I go and maybe in the comments you can help me understand some of it. Because I think I got it, but it didn't translate to me well. But here's some things I did like about the movie before we get into spoilers, because this is still the non-spoiler section. What I did like is that the actors did not phone it in the movie. Antony Starr, Marcia Martin, Anthony Anderson, even though it's weird seeing him in certain roles, Viola Davis, they did not phone it in on this movie. You know how sometimes you get a role in a movie that goes straight to streaming and you kind of phone it in. The script might not be the best, but you kind of phone it in. They did not. Anthony Starr acted. Viola Davis did what Viola Davis does. You look at this. Look at this scene right here. She looks tired and stressed because she can act. She is a professional. Same thing with Anthony Starr and everybody else in this movie. They did a great job of acting. And there wasn't any noticeable bad AI. The action sequences were actually kind of good, even though some of them was very odd in physics. A lot of weird physics going on. But for the most part, when the movie got into the action portion, it was intense and good. It wasn't no strange AI. Everything looked well. Because sometimes in these streaming movies, they don't look quite as well. But let's go into dislikes. That's all I liked. I want to give the actors and the VFX team and the production team their flowers before we get into the main problem of this movie, which was the story. The story lacked common sense and even lacked its own narrative a lot of times. You even heard it with the leader of South Korea in this movie. This is a spoiler, but it's not even important. But he literally tells Antony Starr's character Rutledge that if we were so bad, why would you need deepfakes? And Antony Starr's only reason was is politics. So of course, that's how it is. It's like that's just how it is. It's politics. And I need this money. So I'm like, the story not collaborating? And we're gonna get more into that as we go into the spoiler section, but it didn't collaborate. The other problem I had with it was even with this big, nice cast of amazing actors who didn't phone it in, sometimes a lot of these people felt irrelevant and they had long periods in the movie in which you didn't notice they were missing. And they were missing for long portions of this story. So, and that's like most of it was Anthony Starr and Viola Davis getting in there acting like I'm telling you, this whole movie, you shouldn't have a husband who is only used as a plot device twice in the movie, and that's his only role. You could have literally deleted him out of the entire movie, and her son. You could delete both of them characters out of this movie. You would get the same exact movie, except for you just needed it for one part of the movie. You literally needed one part of the movie, just one that he was relevant in. And I'm like, why is he here? Not that he did a bad job while he was there, but why is he here? He's not like you could literally did without him in the store. And it's a lot of little subtle things, like Serena's intro to the movie made her feel more important, but she had the same problem I'm saying Anthony Mackie had. Anthony Anderson, I said Anthony Anderson had with the. It's a lot of Anthony's, but they had the same problem with you in and out of the story so much. I kind of don't connect with you, and I didn't connect with a lot of people in this movie. Like what was her story? Was her story was originally she's a daughter who rebellion against her successful mother, and she didn't ask to be in this life of presidency. And I'm like, that's such a nepo baby thing to do. Nothing wrong with nepo baby, but holy, you are literally living in the White House. You have been successful most of your life. You live in a great life with people that will protect you. You are talking to a majority of people in life that went through something. Your mother was a captive in the army. That's spoiler, but it ain't that important, even though it is to my review. She's literally a captive in the army. And you are saying, like, I didn't ask to be here. And I'm like, okay. And then you never kind of got, like, you kind of got it hinted that, oh, she's better because she went through a traumatic situation. I'm like, that's so cliche and not, if you're going to do cliche for me, might not be for you. Do it right. But let's get into spoilers. And as we get into spoilers, I will make note of it because you can see, you can turn off right now if you want to. Here it is. Here's my intro to the. I'm gonna tell y'all the first problem I had with this movie, and we're gonna go over it's spoilers now. We're gonna go over what I had a problem with. Things could have been better in this movie. The whole reasoning for Anthony Starr's character was to get back at the government and the politicians who used them as pawns. But the whole time he's just going after money. Like if he was just like a psychopath, you could have had the other character, what's his name? Agent Darden. be like half of this, and he was the money hungry, and maybe Antony Starr character Rutledge was just a person who just wanted to cause chaos, because it would have made so much more sense. And then you could add a little bit to it. You all you had to do was add a little bit of spice and make maybe I don't know if they want to do this, but make Viola Davis character military vet a war hawk, just a straight up war hawk. She wants war, and then the story of Antony Starr's character Rutledge being in front of her caravan, getting it blown up, would have made much more sense than it did. Because I'm like, she was in the caravan behind you. We shouldn't have even been in this war. I don't even know if she disagreed with you. I know they hinted that she was a war hawk president and she was a military person, but they never like insinuated that she was like really, really big on being a war hawk. Matter of fact, I think she was talking about getting together and making peace. So it would have hit more if that was because just because she was in a caravan behind you and she saved a child, which I thought he was going to say a lie, or it's going to be like the woman you saved the child from was my sister or something strange like that, or something like that to give more reasoning. But no, none of that. He just mad at her because she became president and said it was built on a lie, but then he admitted that it was true, that she got blew up and his van got blew up and she did save the child. Like she got the pitch and became a president. So it's not a lie technically because he admitted to it that it wasn't a lie. He just angry because they shouldn't have been in that war in the first place. But I'm like, I feel like she was a captive after that, and she got blown up too. And I feel like she might feel the same way. How do we know this? So his whole reasoning was weird, as well as like Joanne at the end when her reasoning was I was destined to be president. Listen, how was your villain, who we don't even know was the villain, who barely was, who didn't do much in the movie at all, but we don't. She was a captive the whole time. Like I don't get how in the world she was the big secret turncoat, and her reasoning was I was supposed to be president because it was destiny. And I'm like, what? That was your entire reason for betraying the entire country. You're going to jail because you felt it was your destiny to be president. What? Let's go on another breakdown because that's my biggest point in the movie. I felt like you could have did that. You could also dove into Serena's tech tech savvy but rebellious attitude throughout the film, even if it was a capture her film. Like you could have a situation where she could have maybe got Anthony Anderson caught because she wanted to do something clever. Because technically she didn't. She did something smart and helped out. But she could have been rebellious and then like, I'm not doing that. I'm smarter than all y'all. And she could have got people in trouble a few times. And then her mom would have to come and bail her dad out, but at the end she ended up saving everybody with her idea. It would have been a better story to the whole beginning because now it felt like it was a pointless beginning. Like the whole like at the beginning of the movie, we could go over that. Rutledge at the beginning of the movie is basically, like I said, a January 6th portrayal of a racist crypto bro. He using fake AI to create his own image for these politicians and what he think they would say, which I guess. But wouldn't it be reported that he was kidnapped and would that work, especially after he killed some people? But well, forget all that. But we start the movie with Homelander, aka Anthony Starr, aka Rutledge. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just my brain is not. It broke me. It broke my brain. But let's get in the story. Homelander is in Hungary waiting for a woman who is praying for some money. Apparently, it looked like, but she really had a crypto wallet. They were supposed to make a deal. He ends up in a bar, and it sets up this whole thing where this how it all starts. Is he got to manipulate the market to make more, even though he had like at that moment 70 million. Like, just go home off that, my guy. Would you be good with 70 million to start off? I'm just asking. And then we have the scene that I've been talking about the entire time in which the daughter comes back rebellious and she wanted to drink and party and ruin it. And they're like, you can't control your own family. Like, we never got this resolved in any way. It was just like a narrative against her. But I guess she's going to be an American hero now, so it don't matter. But But then we get that the G20 summit is coming up. She's had a problem with the British Prime Minister who never goes with her. He don't respect her. She's a woman. Blah 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 story. You know what I'm saying? Then we get to the coup in which we find out their ideal is to cause economic chaos. And that's where the story mostly gets. The South Korean president does his damage and tries to like, I'm not doing it. He slices the air. He ends up ending him as well. He just randomly shot another leader. I'm like, does the deep fake work if you just start murdering them? Like you could just have them being create chaos. Murdering them would probably lead to some people being able to say it was a trick. If you don't kill them, they could just lie and say they like we didn't say that, and then everybody like, yes, you did. But if you start murdering them, it's like, oh, did he kill them to say it and then have a deep fake? Because then the story could be more believable, and you will have less of an audience. So I didn't like that either. But that's basically what was happening throughout the movie. You have little scenes when which like you have Elena Romanov getting her carriage and overcoming her fear and driving. It was a bunch of nonsense. Listen, the movie was all right. They had a scene in which, like I said, one of the action scenes where they were shooting missiles at the government car and then it flipped up. I'm like, but if she's dead, she can't say the lines. So I was confused about that. But the story basically is they go through this situation, they get in dangerous situations. Her Secret Service agent buddy is saving her throughout the movie, and she ends up saving him throughout the movie. And they all helping each other get through this tough situation with some emotional moments of was this what it was like when you went to war from the British Prime Minister and all that. So the South Korean lady in the one who stabs Anthony Starr and saves everybody before the plane scene at the end, in which I'm still confused to what happened. Listen, it's a lot happening in this movie that I did not care for the more I talk about it. But if you like action and the story won't matter to you, I would recommend you watch this because it's fun. A lot of good action in it. But that's all I really have for this movie, to be honest with you. Because it's a straightforward movie. You have the plane scene at the end where he tried to kidnap the daughter. You're gonna trade me instead. And instead of like telling her to slide the wallet over, she has to bring it to him. And then she tricks him and slaps him and all of that because somehow, even if he got the money, somehow he gonna have to spend it. It was it was a lot. It was betrayal, like I said, from Joanne and everybody else. The movie was random storyline wise, but straightforward action movie, nice scenes, great acting, good music. I can't complain about that. It just the story just felt disjointed, and I don't even know where to go from each part because none of it kind of collaborated. So if you want to see action, it's a good movie. If you got something on a Saturday night, Sunday night, and you ain't got nothing to do, I'll watch it. I do appreciate y'all for watching me. So if you would be a friend, you could like and subscribe. Shout out to Amazon Prime. They put out, like I said, this ain't a horrible movie. It's a 5, which is like really just middle of the road action movie that I don't hate watching, but I could have not watched. The acting, by the way, shout out to the actors. They did their job. They tried to do what they could do. But sometimes you just given a disjointed script to get a basic action movie that probably been out 7, 8 times since the 90s. It's been out 7, 8 times since the 90s. Let me know your thoughts on the movie. Do you disagree? Did you like certain aspects? Do you disagree with what I liked? Did you give it a 1 because nothing was good? Like I'm just saying the acting and all that brought it up to a 5 and a disjointed story. That's all I'm saying. Let me know in the comments. See y'all later. Shout out to everybody who's watching Daredevil's Tuesday, Happy Face, and Power on Friday, Mobland on Sunday. Sinners will probably be on Friday as well as a WrestleMania. We going over each booking of each match and we're gonna grade it on probably on Friday or Saturday. I don't know yet. Casual Conversation on the Casual Conversations channel right here will be on Thursdays usually. I'll write in the comments if it's not from when we talk about just random stuff that's not movie related. Don't forget to subscribe to my guy Unico Williams right there in the corner. UNIQO Williams. And that's all I have. I appreciate y'all for watching this far and going through all my superlatives of everything we got going on, because that means you're interested. And if you're interested, please, I do commend you to like and subscribe. And of course, we're out on that. Appreciate you. See you for Sinners this week.